multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger. Hey, good morning, America.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. If you just missed me, you also missed a great interview with Dr. Ariel from Bravo's King's Court. I was about to say Queen's Court, but King's Court. We just literally got done with the last episode, and Dr. Ariel was there for the whole show. He came up to talk with me and was live on tour with me. So how cool was that? So the shorts are shorting. They're getting themselves together. I'll be releasing those tonight, and give me some time because I'm going to definitely put up the interview for sure and hashtag it and make sure everything is there. But with that being said, we are live on tour for this conversation because I know what you're thinking. Bray, what is going on with you? Why do you feel like Google could buy Warner Brothers Discovery? Don't worry, I have a reason for everything. With that being said, higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here so you guys can see this thumbnail here. So Google has 100 zeros, their movie and TV division. YouTube used to do YouTube originals through YouTube Red. Pedro Pena said there's no appetite for originals. Neil Mahone, the CEO of YouTube, said we don't know how to pick originals. And long-form content is becoming more dominant, and YouTube is primarily watched on TV now more than ever before. So could Google be a surprise player in this bid for Warner Bros. Discovery? And Google has YouTube TV. In addition, bonus, 19.7 million people watch the NFL game on YouTube. So those are the facts of why we're here. Now we're going to dog walk this thing to show you why I really believe that this logo right here, which was done with AI, and I think it really came out well, if I do say so myself, how Warner Brothers Google Discovery really could be that company. So that being said, let me take down this thumbnail here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody, welcome and glad to have you here. Now, before we get started, I just want to have a little fun. Can we have a little bit of fun? Just a little bit of fun. For all you Love and Marriage Huntsville fans, come here. I just want to have a little fun with you. To all the content creators that only cover that show, you don't cover nothing else. Just come here. I thought this was OWN's #1 show on every Saturday. I thought that's what it was, right? Every Saturday? Then why did this come out today?
Love and Marriage Huntsville will return with more new episodes. The drama. Love and Marriage Huntsville will return with more new episodes. The drama is just getting started. Love and Marriage Huntsville returns with new episodes November 15th, only on OWN.
Wait a minute. It's OWN's #1 show on every Saturday. So why the break? If it's the #1 show. Now, for those content creators that gotta wait till November 15th, God bless you on your journey. Now, with that being said, let's roll on to our damn tour. I just had to bring that up because, as you guys know, OWN is owned by Warner Brothers Discovery. Okay, listen, just have a little fun with y'all. Let's get into it. So here we go. From Deadline.com, YouTube rules out return to originals despite TV set viewing boom. We have no interest whatsoever in producing our own content. IMP London. This comes to us from Deadline.com here. YouTube has point blank ruled out a return to original production, even as consumption on the site explodes on TV sets. During a keynote interview at MIP London today at the IET London Conference Center, YouTube Vice President of Europe, Middle East, and Africa, Pedro Pena, said there was no appetite whatsoever to return to a YouTube original strategy. Instead, he outlined why the Google-owned site was sticking to aggregation and providing a platform for content creators from the kid in their bedroom all the way to the biggest producer. There's a lot of misconceptions about YouTube and fears associated to what YouTube represents and does, said Pena. The first thing to say is we're an open platform. We exist to provide the ability for content creators rather to use the platform, upload content, and make it available. The news inside the news is that we have no interest whatsoever in producing our own content. We tried it a little bit and did a few experiments. Interviewer Evan Shapiro, shout out to Evan Shapiro, we'll see his media map here in just a little bit. The producer and media executive ventured YouTube, had spent a lot of money on YouTube originals, which included sci-fi drama Origins in the first seasons of Cobra Kai, to which Pena quit moving on, and added, we're also known for let's try, fail fast, and move on. YouTube has pulled away from original scripted programming in 2018, but was still making unscripted shows until 2023. The original production group was broadly disbanded for a year before, in 2022, after the XL Global head of original content, this was Daniels. The news just comes weeks after YouTube CEO Neil Mahone revealed the platform that it now gets more of its total US viewership on TV sets than mobile devices. The new television doesn't look like old television, he observed in an annual letter to the YouTube community earlier this month. Instead, Pena laid out the argument for YouTube as an aggregator and partner for content creators. Google parent Alphabet as a company is just very good at producing platforms, he said, referencing the likes of Android and Google TV. For us to be successful, we need other people to actually put the content in, he said. Our commercial success will only exist with other people's content. Our mission is to give that content to users around the world, but in order to do that, we need to have it. Connected TV boom. Pena used his keynote to lay out how viewing on YouTube has shifted to connected TV around the world way back when we started with desktop. Then we had laptops and moved to tablets and mobile became a thing. He said, and now it turns out users want to see us on the bigger screen in their home. Pena said had not been an active strategy to get viewers to watch YouTube on TV screens, and that it had in fact taken Google some time to realize the shift in audience preferences. He added that consumer behavior such as TV set upgrades made during the COVID-19 lockdown had driven change. Some of our highest stats on shorts is in the living room, and long form is, of course, also very present, he said, but this is not a shifting our strategy, but staying with the same strategy. We get the cues from the users. As Deadline has previously reported, YouTube has steadily been gaining overall share of viewing via TV sets as more viewers turn to streaming and cut the paid TV cord, according to Nielsen. Earlier today, YouTube revealed its podcast now draw in over 1 billion active users every month. So, With that being said, I wanted to bring this first article up to give you the context, conjecture, and connection of. So there's not an appetite for originals, but yet you have original content on YouTube. I mean, Mr. Beast did the Beast games with Amazon, right? And of course, Miranda Sings, right? Had Haters Back Off on Netflix, right? You had Escape the Night by Joey Graceffa, right? So you do have these content creators on the show. So when I first saw this article, I'm like, okay, let me, because I sincerely believe that YouTube will eventually be doing YouTube Studios. Now, if you guys remember when we did the Google Studios versus YouTube Studios, or Google Studios and YouTube Studios breakdown Townhall, I think that was on May 6th, I think. I talked about how Fox is moving off of the, how Disney's moving off the Fox lot, and how YouTube could be on the Fox lot, right? So we talked about YouTube Space LA, and they had other spaces and all that stuff across the country, right? So here's this article here from Variety.com. While YouTube exited the original content business, we weren't good at picking content. Okay. YouTube has tried its hand at funding original content more than once with disappointing results. 10 years ago, YouTube believed it needed to more directly compete with the Netflixes of the world. Robert Kendall, then YouTube's chief business officer, who left to become CEO of Warner Music Group, under Warner Brothers Discovery. We'll keep going. In 2023 and 2015, hired TV veteran Suzanne Daniels to build a slate of original programming available exclusively to subscribers of YouTube Red, later rebranded YouTube Premium. Daniels, who had been MTV's head of programming and a top executive at the WB and Lifetime, led the team that greenlit series featuring YouTube creators like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Rhett, and Lincoln Laskoshi, as well as scripted originals like Karate Kid, Offshoot Cobra Kai, also Laskoshi, also hosted Double Dare on Nickelodeon. So these content creators are working with these huge networks and production companies. So it's just like, you really don't think that need is not necessary now, you know what I mean? However, the originals were not delivering the payback YouTube execs anticipated via subscriptions. The platform shifted to making YouTube originals available for free with ads in an attempt to better monetize them. In 2019, YouTube started to exit the scripted game to focus on unscripted fare. Some of its popular series found homes elsewhere. In 2020, Cobra Kai from Sony Pictures Television was picked up after 2 seasons on YouTube by Netflix, where it will run for another 4 seasons. Step Up, based on the film series, lived on YouTube for 2 seasons and starts for a final and 3rd season. Then in early 2022, YouTube winded down the originals initiative altogether. Daniels left YouTube that spring. Neil Mahone, who became YouTube CEO in February 2023, says the one-time thesis was the platform could give a boost to homegrown creators by financing bigger ticket productions and then share the upside. What happened, he said, is that popular YouTubers organically began producing premium level content that was as good as anything on TV or other streaming services. Big creators, let's see here. Big creators on YouTube are the new Hollywood in that sense because they are producing the content that people want to watch, Mahone says. And so that eliminated the need for us to do anything in that regard because our creators were doing it on their own. But see, here's the thing though. Not everybody's going to be a Laskoshi. Not everybody's going to be a Markiplier. Not everybody's going to be a Mr. Beast, right? And I think YouTube Studios could still work where, guess what? Let's just say Braylon's Virtual Tour Live, for example. Let me just pull this up. Just for example. Let's just say Braylon's Virtual Tour Live was on it's a Hulu original, but since Hulu is folding into Disney Plus, let me flip that reverse, rewind it back. Let's just say that Braylon's Virtual Tour Live, Braylon's Virtual Tour was on let's just say it was on Stars, right? So I would get a cut of the check. Right? YouTube Studios, YouTube would get a cut, and then Stars would get a cut, right? So, you do that for 3 to 5 seasons, you build your name out, and YouTube Studios could help smaller content creators, with maybe 1,000, 3,000, 10,000, 50,000, and content creators with 100,000 subscribers. You guys could be a great partner to help those smaller creators, because like I said, the bigger creators, they're there, but the smaller creators, they deserve a shot to be seen as well. I think you guys just didn't have the right mechanics to make the platform work. Moreover, Mahone says YouTube original content strategy didn't work because we weren't good at picking content. Or maybe you didn't provide the chance for other people to showcase that there's other content that can be good as well. As a technology platform, YouTube is good for building tools. It's good at building tools for creators and viewing experiences for viewers. He says, so YouTube decided to exit originals to focus on that and let our creators do the rest. Mahone says the Google-owned video giant had made an earlier effort to throw money at content produced on YouTube. The YouTube Original Channels Initiative, launched in 2012, doled out $100 million to dozens of channels partners, including Madonna, Jay-Z, Amy Poehler, Sofia Vergara, Shaquille O'Neal, and WWE. In addition, Google pledged $200 million more to market them. Although many of the channels are now dormant, YouTube executives have claimed the initiative had the desired effect to jumpstart original content development for the platform. YouTube's push into funding original programming and sequential pullback raises a question: does traditional studio produce content yield better economics for creators and platforms? Netflix subscription-based model generates higher returns for creators compared with YouTube. Netflix co-CEO Tessa Reynolds claimed on the company's Q3 earnings interview in October 2024. But in general, there's money to be made via either user-generated content or professionally produced content. The key success factor is having broad scale, says Scott Purdy, U.S. media industry leader at KPMG. The benefit of YouTube's user-generated content model, he says, is the platform doesn't have to fork out the cash for content up front. Rather, it pays out ad revenue based on how popular videos are, so it's a no-risk model, says Purdy. And, that is true. It's a no-risk model, but in the same token, you're already the king of all media, according to Neil Muffinson, right? So what would it hurt you guys to have another source of income? Just keeping it a buck, right? So with that being said, remember when I talked about in the thumbnail how Google has their own movie TV division, right? So for Mashable, Google launches a movie production for an anti-Black Mirror take on tech. The search giant is looking to film TV shows to promote a positive view on its tech products. Last month, the new season of the dystopian sci-fi series Black Mirror was released on Netflix to critical acclaim. However, while most viewers enjoy season 7, a few social media posts went viral wondering what a show with an optimistic view on tech would look like. Forget Black Mirror, we need White Mirror. Wow. Forget Black Mirror, we need White Mirror, optimistic sci-fi show about cool technology and how it relates to society. Who's making this? Wow. Okay, then that's saying a lot. Well, we might just soon find out. Google has recently launched a new movie and TV show initiative called 100 Zeros, according to a report from Business Insider. Google is partnering with Range Media Partners, a production company behind films such as A Complete Unknown and Long Legs for the initiative. According to the report, one of Google's goals is promoting their own products. For example, a movie produced by 100 Zeros could see its characters using an Android device instead of an iPhone. However, product placement isn't actually the main goal of the initiative. Google is more interested in promoting overall positive new technology, especially to young people. The 100 Zeros initiative actually started last year with quiet contributions to the marketing budget for the neon horror film Cuckoo. The 100 Zeros displayed in the opening credits based on its funding, but Google did not play a role in the actual content of the movie. But according to Business Insider, the film that could get picked up and distributed by major film studios and streamers like Netflix. Google isn't looking to bring YouTube into the fold for this initiative, but rather mainstream TV and movie platforms. I'm gonna read that 2 more times. Google isn't looking to bring YouTube into the fold for this initiative, but rather mainstream TV and movie platforms. Google isn't looking to bring YouTube into the fold for this initiative, but rather mainstream TV and movie platforms. In a post on Twitter, Google clarified that 100 Zeros is not a movie or TV studio. This is not a new studio. It's an initiative driven by our platforms and devices team, which include Android. We are working with Range to assist the creative community in integrating cutting-edge technologies and platforms like XR and AI into their filmmaking. So far, many creative professionals and artists have been extremely skeptical to any adoption of AI technology into the arts. With 100 Zeros, Google will be able to promote its tools such as AI products to the creators who make the show, movies and TV shows. One such 100 Zeros project to promote the use of AI has already been launched by the company. Last month, Google and Range announced its AI on-screen partnership, which will fund short films by AI and then greenlight a select few for full-length features. So those social media users who hoped for a tech-positive Black Mirror may soon get their wish. So, with that being said, it's not a movie or TV studio, but at this point, it should be, Google, okay? At this point, it should be. And not to mention, too, with this being said, right here, Google isn't looking to bring this into the fold. Google isn't looking to bring YouTube into the fold for this initiative, but rather mainstream TV and movie platforms. So basically, it's kind of a movie studio, TV studio in some sense of the space, right? So this year, YouTube is taking over TV a year, and update reveals that more people than ever are watching the video sharing platform on television, and inevitable switch in consumption habits. YouTube was launched in February 2005 and to adopt a simple model: broadcast yourself. While we initially watched on PCs, then smartphones, it seems that these days an increasing number of us are engaging with YouTube on our televisions. That's one of the key findings of YouTube's annual year-end wrap-up, in which the Google-owned company revealed that in 2024, users streamed 1 billion hours of YouTube content daily through their televisions, putting YouTube in the heart of our living rooms as a communal consumption of entertainment. Maybe a surprise to me, but it's the culmination of a years-long shift in habits. At a time when media consumption is becoming more fragmented, YouTube is positioning itself as an epicenter, says Jess Maddox, associate professor at the University of Alabama and a social media expert. The process hasn't just happened in 2024, but it's been building up over years. As YouTube shifted the maximum length of uploads, creators respond by expanding the scope of their videos. Some go down the feature-length documentary format, putting out deeply researched videos, while others, like Mr. Beast, borrow the episodic format more traditionally seen on TV. YouTube has become one of the more consistent and stable platforms for creators over the years. It doesn't surprise me that podcasters, video essayists, food reviewers, children entertainers, and content creators from other genres are finding ways to upload their content to their primary platform as well as YouTube to grow their audiences and increase their revenue, says Brandon Harris, assistant professor at the University of Alabama and a member of the Content Creator Scholars Network. According to YouTube, the revenue generated is increasingly coming from those TV viewers too, sign that the number of creators making a majority of their revenue from TV is up more than 30% year over year. And as YouTube called out in its blog post, another big driver of on TV is podcasts. 400 million hours of which are consumed on living room devices monthly. If most podcasts are recorded on digital cameras and microphones, why not turn the video on, upload it to Audible or Spotify and YouTube? Here it says YouTube's increasing incursion into the living room highlights how much the ubiquitous platform has become. After all, it is the world's second biggest search engine behind Google, by being the one-stop shop for podcasting, content creators, influencers, and traditional broadcast television. YouTube is taking a spread out media landscape and offering it all in one place, Maddox said. The popularity of YouTube on TV may also be down to the fact that it's bundling together desperate forms of content at a time when the industry is generally going in the other direction. And consumers are struggling to afford the numerous streaming service subscriptions that they are being asked to cough up for. This is advantageous as legacy media companies split and merge. As we all know, NBC Universal has split off into Versant. Their cable networks are in that company, except for Bravo. Bravo was saved. Then we have Warner Bros. Discovery, which is separating the studios and streamers from the linear cable networks. That deal should be done, or the separation should be done by April 2026. And then, of course, Disney, A&E Global Media, is exploring a potential sale after Bob Iger said that they were not leaving the business. He said that in a CNBC interview, right? As everyone launches their own streaming platform and as social media platforms are in flux, says Maddox, it represents a new way forward in entertainment. We're likely to see more companies follow this model of media entertainment convergence. It's an idea that Harris agrees with. YouTube has been the most popular video platform for decades, largely by bringing content from various industries onto one platform for an easier viewing experience. The concept of having the world's collective entertainment available just a remote press away is something that separates it from the competition. However, some caution is needed when thinking about the motivations behind increasing YouTube viewership from sofas around the world. The blog mentions that YouTube on TV is more popular than ever, which means that the company is paying attention to people using YouTube apps on their smart TV devices, says Harris. That isn't necessarily the same thing as more people sign up for YouTube TV to gain access to premium programming like the NFL. And if we all know, YouTube now has NFL Sunday Ticket, and 19.7 million people watched the Sao Paulo Brazil game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers, right? So that recently happened here on YouTube. But at a time when cord content is increasing, just 68.8 million people subscribe to a traditional pay TV service, now the lowest figures on record, according to Martin F. Nafferson. YouTube can capitalize on consumers seeking a cheaper alternative to traditional TV programming. Two of the fastest growing areas of TV consumption in 2024 that YouTube predicts will continue into 2025 are sports and kids content. YouTube's own data suggests that watch time on highlights and analysis of sports is up 30% year over year. So let's review what we know up to this point, right? We know that Google has a new initiative called Google's 100 Zeros, which is more of an initiative. It's not a movie or TV studio, but yet Google is looking to mainstream TV and movie platforms. So it's an initiative that really should be a studio for movies and TV at this point. And then before that, we talked about why Neil Mahone said that YouTube exited original content because they didn't know how to pick it. And then Pedro Pena said there's not appetite for original content, even though long-form content is trending more and more and more. And here it is here from Media Post. Here we go. YouTube long-form is growing. YouTube long-form growing, especially among young adults. So as you can see here, this is from 18 to 24. Short form, 0 to 30 minutes was at right here from 2023, right here, 42%. Now down to 21%. Right here, 58%, up to 79%. Okay. So, YouTube continues to make gains on all video consumption, especially in long-form content, 30 minutes or longer. 73% of all YouTube viewing time, 73% of all YouTube viewing time of content is now in a half hour or more, up 8 percentage points from a year ago, according to digital a streaming analytics firm, with 27% of viewing time devoted to video, 30 minutes or less in duration. These results came from a October 2024 reading of the marketplace. The biggest improvement was seen with 18 to 24-year-olds, where 79% of content viewed by this group on mobile devices was long-form content, up from 58% a year ago. This younger demographic spent an average of 2.7 hours a day on YouTube between July and October 2024, watching an average of 25 videos a day of all duration lengths. Growth in long-form video viewing on YouTube has also been steadily higher over the past 2 years. In October 2023, long-term video was at a 65% share. Earlier this week, Google on YouTube disclosed that its recently quarterly advertising revenue was up 14% to $10.5 billion. The most recent Nielsen monthly reading told TV and streaming shows on YouTube with a commanding 11.1% share. So I bring that up to bring this up. So I wanted to bring this up here in case you guys did not know. Let me see. Yep, this is what I'm looking for right here. Now, this article came out. Right. Oh, come on. You got to be kidding with me. Right here. Shout out to deadline.com right here. YouTube will give a living room nod to TV tradition by organizing channel content by seasons and episodes. YouTube has been increasing its share of total viewing TV time YouTube has been increasing its share of total TV viewing time for years now, rising to nearly 11% in August, more than any streamer or linear program, according to Nielsen. Soon, the video giant's connected TV app will organize channel content accordingly. To help our creators' content shine on TVs, they will soon be able to organize their content into seasons and episodes, making it easy for viewers to tune in to the new must-see TV. YouTube Chief Product Officer Georgiana Volich announced in a blog post Wednesday, "We're making other improvements to the TV experience with immersive content that plays directly from a creator's channel, streamlined subscription options, easier access to links and descriptions." YouTube said many of the updates will roll out globally in the coming months. The season's episode scheme will come in 2025. So, Let's see. Images. So right here, you see this right here? So that's a show called Challenge Accepted. So you see season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5, season 6, and you see how it's like Netflix, right? So even though Pedro Pena says there's no appetite for originals, even though Neil McHone said we don't know how to pick content, they are formatting YouTube for TV viewing, right? And YouTube on TV has been dominating like crazy. Let's keep going here. YouTube pitches itself as a partner for TV, including as a place for long-form content and full episodes. Andres Brace, director for Germany and regional director for Central and Northern Europe at the giant video platform, highlight newer opportunities for TV in the opening keynote and NATPE Budapest. YouTube can be a partner to your business and boost your business. This is how Andre Brace, a top executive at the Google-owned video platform in his role as country director for Germany and regional director for Central and Northern Europe, CCE pitched YouTube as a partner for the TV industry rather than a rival. During the opening keynote of NATPE Budapest 2025 on Tuesday, YouTube can be a partner to engage with new audiences, to unlock new revenue streams, and also innovate, he argued. He pointed to a previously disclosed figure to highlight the reach and power of YouTube. The platform, which celebrates its 20th anniversary this year, paid $70 billion plus to creators, artists, and other media companies over the last 3 years, he mentioned, concluding no other platforms operating on that scale. Briggs also emphasized that YouTube needs TV and other content partners, saying YouTube CEO Neil Mahone previously explained that video platforms exit from creating content itself by acknowledging weren't good at picking content. As a consequence, we're only successful if you are successful including through YouTube's revenue stream model. Briggs said, with content partners bringing premium content and talent that audiences crave, in turn, YouTube allows for monetization of content and data sharing tools that provide opportunities to optimize content, among other things. TV became the leading device of YouTube in the United States. Briggs also highlighted in his NATPE Budapest keynote. It is the most watched streaming service on TV devices ahead of Netflix, Prime, Hulu, etc. We know in many other markets that it's the case. YouTube is currently serving 1 billion hours of TV watch time a day. Also key is that 50% of this TV watch time is coming from content that is longer than 20 minutes, which means long-form content is driving consumption of YouTube. Instead, I'm just going to read that 2 more times here. Okay. And I also, too, want to just shout out to Silva because she has been talking about long-form content for a very long time. So shout out to Silva. Shout out to Silva. Also key is that 50% of this TV watch time is coming from content that is longer than 20 minutes, which means long-form content also is driving TV consumption on YouTube. Also key is that 50% of this TV watch time is coming from content that is longer than 20 minutes, which means long-form content is driving TV consumption on YouTube, he said. Outlining the YouTube advertising revenue model, Briggs emphasized an aspect that isn't always fully understood. We share revenues with our partners. That's the bread and butter business of YouTube, he explained. What's important to understand is our revenues do not scale with views on our platform. They scale with watch time. The more content is watched, the more we're able to sell ad breaks before and in between your content. And this is why watch time is really, really important. And that's why the broadcasters look to allow users to engage more with long-form content, because that's driving watch time. When I tell you this has been leading to this, and like I said, I don't know if Google is going to buy Warner Bros. Discovery. I don't know. This is just a prediction, okay? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but potentially this could be a thing, right? And let me just read that 2 more times. That's why producers and broadcasters look to allow users to engage more with long-form content, because it's driving watch time. That's why producers and broadcasters look to allow users to engage more with long-form content on YouTube, because that's driving watch time. He mentioned the example of Channel 4 in the United Kingdom, UK, which has shared data that shows that the broadcaster increases long-form content on YouTube by 81%, but boosted total time viewed on YouTube by 105%, full episode views by 169%, and YouTube revenue by 78%. Briggs didn't detail what period that data was for. In terms of full episodes of TV content coming to YouTube, we have seen interesting approaches, which both pay tribute to the fact that it's a distribution platform, but also a marketing platform. The executive told NATPE Budapest, for example, Paramount Plus 1 week after the launch of the first episode of Linus launched the same episode in its full length on YouTube for a period of time to drive, of course, watch time, but also serve as a promotional tool to drive awareness of their own service. So when you see like the season premiere of The Real Housewives of Atlanta on YouTube, the full episode for free, it is a way to boost Bravo, right? The network, and it's a way for YouTube to be boosted too, because guess what? If you like the show, you're going to tune into Bravo, and if you like the show on Bravo, then you'll go YouTube for all commentary, right? So they're feeding each other, ladies and gentlemen. They're feeding each other there. Similarly, Disney Plus brought the first full season of Andor to YouTube before the launch of season 2 as a loyalty instrument to create awareness and also drive traffic back to Disney Plus. He said, what we do see is, specifically when we talk about producers and broadcasters, that often long-form content represents a minority of their uploads, but the majority of their revenues and their watch time. As you guys know, Disney Handcrafted is a new documentary that will be on Disney Plus and on Disney's YouTube. The YouTube exec also pointed to YouTube as a place for innovation for content partners, or as he called it, a petri dish to test new formats. The gaming space, that's been the case. And more recently, you see, for example, for live streaming, a trend toward group watching of live videos, like the NFL game that was blocked globally. YouTube. And you also try and go after the Oscars. Let me just say that again. For live streaming, a trend toward group watching of live videos. For live streaming, a trend toward group watching of live videos, he says. NATPE Budapest, which has positioned itself as a platform for deal-making, exchange, content discovery, as well as a launch pad for the next wave of format scripted hits and cross-border partnerships, said Monday that its latest edition was welcoming more than 750 delegates from 65-plus countries. That includes more than 400 buyers, up from last year. Okay. So remember how we just talked about this here, about Disney Plus bringing the first full season Andor to YouTube for the launch season 2, and how Paramount 1 week after the launch of the first episode of Lioness launched the same episode in its full length to YouTube for a period of time to drive, of course, watch time, but also serve as a promotional tool to drive awareness of their own service. Check this out. Traitors producer Stephen Lambert had started developing shows for YouTube. Traitors producer Stephen Lambert has started developing shows for YouTube. Traitors producer Stephen Lambert has started developing shows for YouTube. Like I said, I am dog walking this so you guys can understand why I sincerely believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that Google could be a surprise player in this bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. And when you understand why Google will want to buy Warner Brothers Discovery, you're going to be like, oh, I see it. I see it. But we're almost there, though. We're almost there. We are almost there. So let's get into it here. Stephen Lambert, the influential British television producer behind Traitors Undercover Boss, says his company is in the early stages of developing shows for YouTube for the first time. With YouTube surging on television devices, Lambert told the Edinburgh TV Festival that his company, Studio Lambert, is starting to talk about ways of cracking the YouTube-owned video service. Matthew Bellany, host of the Town podcast, asked Lambert whether the economics of YouTube are starting to make more sense for a TV producer. Lambert replied, Mr. Beast does pretty well. He continued, if your energies have been going into creating these big, expensive shows for tens of millions of dollars, it's quite a separate and different kind of operation than trying to create something for YouTube. We're starting to think about those kinds of ways of moving forward to grow something on YouTube. We're starting to think about those kinds of ways of moving forward to grow something on YouTube. We're starting to think about those kinds of ways of moving forward to grow something on YouTube. Lambert admitted that he does not have a solution for the YouTube conundrum, but says Studio Lambert is considering how it can support creators or would-be creators in devising formats. If you all remember Edamall, which is now Edamall Shine North America, their first talk show was the Steve Harvey talk show. That was their first talk show that they have ever done. So, let me read that sentence 2 more times. Lambert admitted that he does not have a solution for the YouTube conundrum, but says Studio Lambert is considering how it can support creators or would-be creators in devising formats. Lambert admitted that he does not have a solution for the YouTube conundrum, but said Studio Lambert is considering how it can support creators or would-be creators in devising formats. Whether the people that would take your support are the ones who are going to be successful is the big question, he added. Asked if the next big series can come from YouTube, Lambert said a good format isn't necessarily something that's expensive. If it's a clever device, it can be made cheaply. Lambert spoke about how he has proactively focused Studio Lambert on unscripted shows with budgets worth tens of millions of dollars to access this club. Lambert said producers need to convince buyers that they can deliver the show. Once in the club, Lambert said it is surprisingly not as crowded as some think. He recalled a conversation rather with Netflix unscripted chief Brandon Rigg about the risk of Squid Game. The challenge Rigg, who used to work with Lambert on Wife Swap, joked if the show flops, it could destroy both of our careers. So you see that traditional media companies are not just media companies, but traditional production companies as well. They are starting to produce content for YouTube. Now do you see why I'm calling bullish on YouTube? Not saying rather that there's no appetite for originals, that Mima Holmes said they don't know how to do, they don't know how to pick originals. Let's check this out right here. A record-breaking debut for the NFL on YouTube. Right here. The live game drew 19.7 million global viewers, okay? This included 18.5 million viewers in the United States and 1.2 million outside the United States. Fans tuned in from over 230 countries and territories around the globe, according to YouTube. Yeah. The broadcast drew a global audience of over 17.3 million average minute audience, right? 17.3. So if 17.3 million people watched a game on YouTube, an NFL game on YouTube, what makes you think that people will not tune in to a show like Braylon's Virtual Tour Live, or won't tune into a game show, or won't tune into a talk show, or won't tune in to a music review show? People are already doing shows on YouTube. So, like I said, for Pedro Opinion said there's no appetite for originals. Neil Mahone saying that YouTube doesn't know how to pick originals. Google having 100 Zeros initiative to fund movies and TV shows that they want Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Discovery, other streamers, and big cable networks and TV networks, broadcast networks. And the fact that long-form content is dominating YouTube more and more, and people are watching YouTube on TV more and more, to the point where they are formatting creators' channels to look like a subscription service. And you have 17.3 million people that watch the NFL game on YouTube. You see where I'm going here? Now listen, right here from Variety.com. YouTube now worth as much as $550 billion. YouTube now worth as much as $550 billion. YouTube now worth as much as $550 billion. Analysts say new king of all media video platform has substantial runway for further growth, per Wall Street firm Monaff Nathanson. As YouTube marks its 20th anniversary, the Google-owned video giant is the new king of all media, larger and more powerful than any other player in Hollywood, according to influential Wall Street research firm. What's more, it's in a position to gobble up even more screen time and grow bigger. For the full year 2024, YouTube was already the second largest media company by revenue at $54.2 billion, trailing only by Disney, according to estimates by Monaff Nathanson, principal analyst Michael Nathanson. But in 2025, YouTube is poised to take the top spot ahead of Disney, excluding revenue from Disney's theme parks and product segment, making it not only the leader in engagement but revenue as well, Nathanson wrote. If YouTube were a standalone business, it would be worth $475 billion to $550 billion. Let me say those numbers two more times. $475 billion to $550 billion. $475 billion to $550 billion, or about 30% of Alphabet's current valuation, the Monaff Nathanson analysts estimate. That's based on the firm's analysis of enterprise value as multiple of revenue in 2024 for Netflix, 10.5 times revenue, Meta 8.8 times revenue. By the way, you guys remember Facebook Originals, they try to do that. Okay, so every platform has tried to do originals before. Roku 2.4 times. If you guys don't know where Roku Originals came from, this platform called Quibi that tried to do 10-minute bite-sized episodes. Roku bought the Quibi Originals, and then they became Roku Originals. Warner Bros. Discovery 1.4 times, Fox 1.3 times, and Disney 1.3 times. Nathanson also know that February 2025, for the second time in the past year, YouTube ranked as the largest aggregate TV content source in the United States, according to Nielsen, based on viewing time, surpassing traditional TV giants like Disney, Fox Corp, Paramount Global, Warner Bros. Discovery, and NBC Universal, as well as subscription streaming leader Netflix. And YouTube has even more upside ahead if it successfully executes on a strategy to become the central aggregator for all things professional video, Nathanson wrote. The more that Nathason's team analysis indicates that YouTube's engagement on TV remains significantly under monetized relative to its scale, reach, and differentiated offering. YouTube has a substantial runway for further growth, not just in monetization, but also expanding into new business segments, such as becoming the premier streaming aggregator. Nathanson wrote in the March 31st research note, if executed effectively, this could widen the gap between YouTube and the other media players. Just trying to see something, everybody. Okay. I'm not seeing that. Yeah, I do remember. Okay, here it is here. Here it is here. Here it is here. This is what I'm looking for. Right here. Netflix not interested in pursuing linear assets, but will it go after other merger opportunities? Observers can likely count Netflix when it comes to the pursuit of legacy media companies like Paramount, but what about BET Plus or AMC? Netflix stated flatly this week that it has no interest in acquiring any linear TV assets. That position would discount Netflix from acquiring Paramount Global, NBC Universal, ESPN, or any other company with TV channels. The door can still be open for Netflix to pursue assets like AMC Plus, BET Plus, or other streaming entities, right? So just want to add that to the timeline there. Let's roll back to this here. In 2024, YouTube generated global ad revenue of $36.15 billion, up 15% for the 12 months that ended September 2024. YouTube subscription revenue topped $15 billion, according to Google. That was generated by YouTube TV, the biggest internet-delivered live TV service in the United States, with 8 billion plus customers. YouTube Premium, which provides ad-free videos and other perks, and YouTube Music Premium. YouTube announced that it has more than 125 million subscribers for YouTube Music and Premium services, up from 100 million a year ago. In 2025 and ahead, Nathanson expects YouTube subscription revenue growth to continue to outpace advertising, driven primarily by subscriber additions. YouTube TV will roughly have 10% of the 85 billion pay TV market in the U.S. by the end of 2026, as traditional pay TV distributors continue to collapse. We believe that YouTube TV will emerge as the industry leader, which should help their economics and content negotiations while creating a pricing opportunity. Nathanson wrote in the note, the analyst recommended that YouTube TV truly create a skinnier bundle of broadcast, sports, and news networks, coupled with streaming platforms like Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, and Max, HBO Max. Now, Nathanson estimates that in 2024, YouTube generated $7.8 billion in operating income with operating margin of 14%. This year, the analyst projects operating income to grow to $10.2 billion with 16% margin by 2027. Nathanson's model indicates YouTube will hit $13.8 billion in 2027, with operating margin expanding to 18%, particularly driven by improved subscription economics. Also in the note, that's suggested that Google should provide greater disclosure on YouTube's economics for investors. Google/Alphabet only periodically announces major milestones in YouTube's revenue and engagement, he pointed out. So if you're the new king of all media as YouTube, right, you would think that YouTube somehow, right, would be able to make it do what it do and potentially buy a media company, right? I mean, we already know, like Martin Nassim said, they are the new king of all media. But the problem is, well, it's not actually a problem, but the crux, right? The crux of this is this. The crux of this space that we're in is this. People still watch linear television. Now, linear television is more for the grown folks. Streaming is becoming more of young people. And so the reason why linear TV will never go away is because of the fact of Roku and Fire Stick and Chromecast, right? So your TV has went from being the source to a source, right? And with that said, when something hits linear TV, everybody knows it, right? Everybody knows it. But what streaming does, streaming takes that linear TV show and makes it more personable for that one-on-one connection. So to me, I feel like linear TV showcases the potential of what can be, and then streaming complements linear TV by making a space for communities to come together. So why do you think social media is so big with Bravo? Is because guess what? People are able to watch the show in their own time and then talk about it 24/7, which makes people tune into the show on linear TV. You see. Right here, this is from Amaji right here. Right here, according to Nielsen in the U.S., cable TV and broadcast account for 26.1% and 22.6% of TV viewership, but streaming takes 41%. By 2025, adults in the U.S. will spend an hour longer watching digital content than traditional TV. While these stats clearly indicate that linear TV viewership is declining, it may be too soon to say that linear TV is irrelevant. Here is why. Live sports. Live sports have a huge presence on linear TV, gaining significant viewership. For tentpole events like the Super Bowl, linear TV is the most relevant and successful medium, offering advertisers a massive reach. With a remarkable 123.7 million viewers, this year's Super Bowl was a historic moment, as it was the most watched event on linear TV. The Paris Olympics also attracted 48% of viewership on linear TV, with streaming accounting for 41%. Live events such as award shows and concerts also continue to be value drivers for linear TV because they're able to sell ad revenue, and because of that ad revenue that gets distributed to everybody, and also too, brands have that platform to always make a big announcement. And I'll say this, brands use linear TV and streaming, right? So whenever there's a new product, you're going to see on linear TV first, right? And then the nurturing of that new product will be through streaming and social media. Number two, news. News is another segment in which linear TV continues to be a preferred medium. From local and national to global news, linear TV has been a reliable, timely source of information during election season. Linear TV maintained its dominance. In 2024, 42 million people watched U.S. election coverage, and 880 million people watch Indian election results, both on linear TV. Number 3, boomers and Gen X's doorway to familiarity. While streaming services offer the flexibility in watching content on demand, linear TV delivers on the promise of familiarity, comfort, and easier navigation, especially for baby boomers. They prefer watching fixed programming with selected shows, news channels, classic movies, and more. The median viewer age for cable TV is 56, which is MTV's age. That's right. The average viewer for MTV now is 56. And primetime viewership is 60 per e-market. Baby boomers also spend a daily average of 5 hours and 46 minutes on traditional TV. And then if you look at Xumo, if you look at Pluto TV, if you look at WB TV, that's supposed to be coming soon. ABC was a dumbass by getting rid of the ABC TV app. That could have been their free TV app, but they didn't know what they were doing. Hello, you're watching Pluto TV on your linear TV as well. So just wanted to add that to the timeline here as well. So with that being said, right here, check this out. I told y'all about this. YouTube throws hat in the ring to host the Academy Awards report. YouTube is tossing its hat in the ring to host the Academy Awards per report from Bloomberg. Though film's biggest night has long aired on ABC, it's no surprise that other media companies are making plays for the coveted award shows in recent years. Streamers like Netflix and Prime Video have begun to diversify their content, aiming to include more live events to pull in additional subscribers and ad revenue. The Google-owned video platform has inquired about buying the rights to the Oscars, according to 2 unnamed sources cited in the Bloomberg report. As with other sites, YouTube has also demonstrated a growing interest in hosting live events via its YouTube TV package, which boasts the NFL Sunday Ticket. Earlier this week, the platform touted Taylor Swift's performance on Travis and Jason Kelce's New Heights podcast, drawing in a record high number of live viewers. The Academy Awards are set to continue on ABC through 2028 under the network's current deal with the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts, and Sciences. The new deal will cover the rights to the ceremony starting in 2029. The Oscars have been in place since this spring, with the Academy's exclusive negotiating window with the ceremony's longtime broadcaster, ABC Labs. The organization was poised to shop the marquee awards to other networks and platforms. As Deadline reported at the time, a license fee increase sought by the Academy was the main reason the two sides came out of the exclusive negotiating period without a new deal. Last year, AMPA CEO Bill Kramer called Disney ABC an amazing partner, but said he is confident that our next deal for the Oscar will be very lucrative regardless of who secures the rights. Naturally, YouTube's acquisition would shake up a feat that has been seeing audience loss year to year as the most frequented video platform in the world. It could introduce a new viewership base. And like I said, with the NFL game that happened here with 19.7 million people watching the game, and they had the Watch With feature where you could watch the NFL game with content creators. Imagine watching the Oscars with me, right? Or any content creator. So then, of course, you have the Emmys that just literally happened last night here. And so as the Emmys' current contract expires, it's time to switch from a wheel deal to a roadblock. So right here, the current Emmy wheel deal with the 4 major broadcast networks would alternate airing the show annually expires in 2026. Under the arrangement, NBC is set to air next year's Emmys. After that, the rights to the telecast are up in the air. Later this month, the television camera will start the exploratory talks, or to simplify the will, which has been in place since 1995, or do something completely different. I'll repeat something I first wrote in a column last year. It's time to go with something completely different option. I don't need to point out how much the television landscape has changed from 30 years ago when nearly 20 million viewers watched Jason Alexander and Sybil Shepherd host the 1995 Emmys on Fox. The world has even changed quite a bit from 2018, when the most recent 8-year wheel deal was struck. Coincidentally, the last time the telecast attracted more than 10 million viewers. I'm even more resolute in my belief that for the Emmys to make any sort of impact and really help the TV industry promote itself, the ceremony needs to be televised as an industry roadblock. That means airing the ceremony live at the same time on every broadcast, cable, and streaming outlet, as well on YouTube. and as many social media platforms as possible. In this on-demand age, sure, audiences could still watch something else, but the Emmys available and highlight in so many videos at once. Viewers will clearly get the message that the Emmys are on. Roadblock will be easy to achieve and honestly makes the most sense in an age when viewers are everywhere. Given the Emmys are no longer only broadcast only awards, that they shouldn't be a broadcast only telecast. Yes, the broadcast is simulcast the Emmys on their sister streamers as well with this year's CBS combo with Paramount Plus, but in this vast TV landscape, that's a sliver of options available to nuances, and it will still be easy to miss host Nate Burgers and Kraken wise. The Emmys aren't the Oscars, Grammys, Tonys, or Golden Globes, which benefit from the promotional heft of being on the same outlet year after year because the Emmys celebrate the entire industry. An exclusive deal with just one outlet limits TV industry-wide support to tune in, and when previously tried striking a deal with a single network, the TV Academy, and everyone else. The four network rule was an elegant solution for its time, but it's no longer viable to just four outlets to take turns carrying entire load of supporting the biggest name in television. It's industry-wide award shows and shouldn't everyone share in the celebration. If everyone were to showcase the Emmys, that would also eliminate any concerns about favoritism. It even works better from a financial perspective. If the business all contribute to the pot, everyone's expenses will be reasonable, and increased audiences will mean higher ad rates, which will help pay for the show. The TV Academy gets about $8 million a year for its licensing fee, split among the four networks. Roadblocks are commonly used to support charity events, stand up to cancer, or fundraisers like disaster relief telethons. I say promote the TV industry. Making sure it stays vibrant. Performances is an extremely important cause as well. I recently ran the Roadblock concept by TV Academy President CL Mari McIntyre, and he was game. We love the idea. He told me, let's make sure that Emmy succeed for a business struggling to maintain relevance. The benefits of an Emmy Roadblock Town TV's best to the widest audience possible are enormous. Absolutely. Right? So with that being said, it's time to go to the map. Right here. Here it is here. So with that being said, let's get to Warner Brothers Discovery here. Just got to find it on the map here. All right, so here's Warner Bros. Discovery right here. Right here. So you got HBO Max, HBO, Warner Bros. Discovery, the studio, DC. And then you have Discovery. So TLC, Investigation Discovery, Animal Planet, Travel Channel, Food Network, TNT, TBS, Cartoon Network, True TV, HGTV, CNN, and the Oprah Winfrey Network, right? Now, like I said, Warner Brothers Google Discovery. You probably wondering, well, why Google? Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube is the second search aggregator behind Google. You have 2.5 billion monthly active users, right? So let's go to Warner Bros. Discovery. Let's see here. Because I want to show y'all this sincerely. Here's the portfolio. Right now, all of these platforms each have a YouTube channel, right? So imagine if Google owned Warner Brothers Discovery. Well, guess what? Now at that point, all of these platforms that have a YouTube channel, their videos would be fair game for content creators. That's one. So when you play a clip from the Oprah Winfrey Network, when you play a clip from Cartoon Network, even though Cartoon Network's site is no longer around, when you play a clip from Food Network or you stream a show, you won't get copyright because Google owns the platform. Right? So that's one thing, right? That is definitely one thing for sure. That's one. Number two, you also have YouTube Premium, which means you can watch all of the seasons of all of those shows in Warner Bros. Discovery at any time you want. So, because Warner Bros. Discovery makes a bag off of YouTube, with those subscriptions, right? To buy the seasons off of YouTube and be able to download them and enjoy them anytime they want to. Now imagine Google owning Warner Bros. Discovery that sells those shows, right? And then, of course, you have YouTube Music. Now, Warner Chappell Music, right? Everybody knows Warner Chappell Music. Hey, L. Teddy, good to see you, my friend. L. Teddy27 is a content creator. Like, comment, share, subscribe to him. Now, shout out to him. Like, comment, share, subscribe to him for sure. Now, Warner Chappell Music is under Warner Bros. Discovery. Do you not know about copyright and music? Do you know how big it would be if Warner Bros. Discovery got owned by Google? Now Warner Chappell Music would be under YouTube Music, and some of that music could be under YouTube Creator Music. Do you see where I'm going here, ladies and gentlemen? And let me bring up YouTube TV. And I promise you, I have not been in any boardrooms to hear this potential conversation, but this is how networks talk. This is how the industry talks, right? So I'm going to type in my zip code. So here it is right here, okay? So this is everything that pops up, okay? Now, YouTube TV is a internet TV provider, right? So we're talking about Warner Brothers Discovery, right? Oh my God, they air Cartoon Network. Oh my God, they air CNN. Okay, let's keep it going. Oh my God, Discovery. Oh my God, Food Network. Oh my God, there's HGTV. Oh my God, there's HLN. Oh my God, there's Investigation Discovery. Like, sincerely here. Oh my God, there's the Oprah Winfrey Network. Can you believe this shit? Can you believe this shit right here? Oh my God, there is TBS. There's True TV. There's the Travel Channel. There's TNT. There's TLC. Like, are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? And then, oh my God, YouTube Originals. Oh my Lord Jesus. So imagine, if you will, that Google bought Warner Brothers Discovery and they got all those networks, which would definitely help with YouTube TV. Because guess what? The licensing agreements wouldn't have to matter because they own the fucking networks. Sincerely, when I tell you, I genuinely believe that this can happen without a shadow of a doubt. I'm not playing with y'all. And then, of course, like, hello, have we forgot about the Pixel? And you do know you can get a month trial of YouTube TV. Hello, can you imagine for Google One, which they do offer, you know, I think they offer YouTube Premium for a month, but can you imagine if they had like a season pass to like some of your favorite Warner Bros. Discovery shows where you can purchase that pass through Google, just like NFL Sunday Ticket? Listen, I'm not saying this is going to happen, Al. I'm not saying that. But with this thumbnail right here, let me take down this right here and this beautiful comment right here. Y'all see the results right there. Like I said, this is just a prediction. Okay, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. But with that being said, in addition to that, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Here is the kicker. You ready for this? You ready for this? You ready for this? Take this down. You know, there's a lot of people who make films, right? That could definitely make some films with Warner Brothers Studios, right? There's a lot of premium scripted content that could definitely go on HBO with no censorship. There's plenty of people that build homes, that cook. This could be a channel for content creators right here. There's plenty of commentators that could be on CNN. This is the home for non-fictional entertainment here. There's a lot of nerds that would love to have a connection to the DC world. Hello, Black content creators, the Oprah Winfrey Network. Have you heard of it? There's a lot of true crime content creators that can be on Investigation Discovery. Now, here's the big part. There could be a content partnership where content creators could have their own show on any one of these networks or through one of these platforms. Your movie could be showcased through Warner Brothers Pictures. Your show could be syndicated through Telepictures, which is under Warner Brothers Television Group. That's the key. Imagine Google buying Warner Brothers Discovery and content creators having access to all of these brands. That's the tea. 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 So like I said, I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if Warner Brothers Google Discovery is going to happen. But sincerely, without a shadow of a doubt, I sincerely believe this can happen. I sincerely believe that this can happen. I sincerely believe that this right here can absolutely happen without question. And like I said, when I saw that Paramount was going for a bid, right? I was thinking to myself, I understand it. You know, I mean, combining the networks and the content libraries and stuff. But then I thought, like, no, Google could definitely be a power player here. And on top of that, let me take down this thumbnail here. And on top of that, the Warner Brothers Studios lot. Can you imagine if you're a content creator with YouTube? Guess what? If you have a show that's on any one of these networks, or you're going to make a movie for Warner Brothers, as a YouTuber, you can fly down to the Warner Brothers Google Discovery studio lot and make your content, right? So that's basically the gag. Wanted to come on here, pitch this to y'all. Now, like I said, I don't know if Google is going to do this or not. I'm sure that Google probably has somewhat maybe thought about this in the way that I went about it. Maybe not this concretely, but I am sure they thought about it. But also, too, they would have to have a plan for every single platform that's on this website here. They would have to. So that's the gag there. I'm going to turn off my camera now because we've done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. But no, I just wanted to come on and give y'all that sincerely, because I do believe that this can actually absolutely happen. Like I said, a lot of times what tends to happen with me is that I will, of course, as you guys know, I'll take an inch and make it a mile before mostly I'll take an inch and make it a mile before other people talk about it. And so, like I said, I think I'm the only one with this theory of Warner Brothers Google Discovery. Like I said, it's a bit of a long name, but I do believe sincerely that this could happen without question. And like I said, it took me a minute to get the research together to be able to do this, but I sincerely believe that if Google did this right, this could really be a powerful company. It really could. Because think about it, you got the movie, TV making magic of Warner Brothers, along with the power of discovery of them being able to find, the real in reality TV. And then you have the technology and infrastructure of Google. And like I said, YouTube is the second biggest search aggregator behind Google, right? So you have media, entertainment, and technology all in one company, right? So that's my theory. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to happen. I sincerely do not know if it's going to happen, but I have a feeling that Google is not being quiet. Just because we're not hearing them does not mean they're not being doesn't mean they're not being loud behind the scenes. And like I said, I just keep up with everything else. So I just took an article, saved it, took an article, saved it, took an article, saved it, until something like this could happen. Now, of course, if I'm a Google executive and this live is on YouTube, I would be feeling two ways about it. One, I would be very impressed, but also two, I would be pissed of the fact of how did he figure this out before we even put in a bid? Because once again, I'm saying the quiet part out loud. So yes, indeed there. So we'll take a little commercial break here, and we'll be back with more Braylon's Virtual Tour Live right after this. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back right after this. Roll it.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward,
with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
In Disney's 102-year history, there have been many defining moments and countless achievements. Today, we celebrate another thrilling moment, the creation of a spectacular new Disney theme park resort coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is a place where heritage meets innovation, a place where we preserve our past while designing the future.
Bringing a Disney theme park resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi marks a historic milestone in our journey as a global family destination.
The 7th Disney theme park resort destination represents a new frontier in theme park ambitions. Our resort in Abu Dhabi will be the most advanced and interactive destination in our entire portfolio. The location of our park is incredibly unique. It's anchored by a beautiful waterfront, which will allow us to tell our stories in completely new ways. Ultimately, this project will be a celebration of what's possible when creativity and progress come together.
What we are creating with Disney in Abu Dhabi is a whole new world of imagination, an experience that will inspire generations across the region and the world.
This collaboration represents a powerful fusion of Disney's unmatched legacy in storytelling and Mira's commitment to bringing world-class entertainment to our guests.
Abu Dhabi's vision for the future is to create a legacy for generations to come.
Disneyland Abu Dhabi will be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati. An oasis of extraordinary Disney entertainment at this crossroads of the world. It will bring to life our timeless characters and stories in many new ways, becoming a source of joy and inspiration for the people of this vast region to enjoy for generations to come.
Introducing the greatest escape in the Caribbean, the island you've been waiting for. Welcome to the Great Life on Great Stirrup Cay. This is the greatest pool you've ever seen life, 28,000 square feet of it, and the epic water park life. It's where you can truly experience the whoa life and the floating through paradise life. It's time to escape to a mind-blowing, sky-high tower of water slides and the Here We Go life. Escape to the One More Please Wherever You Please life and kick it into high gear. Escape to where you can kick back and relax. The great life is waiting. Escape to the incredible new Great Stirrup Cay, only with Norwegian Cruise Line.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken-ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not. Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving y'all right back. Welcome back into Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all you here. Yes, indeed. I need to try that gold sauce from McDonald's, child. Just bills. But hey, listen, it's better to have all your bills paid. Do what you need to do rather than do what you want to do, and then you're screwed yourself over because you did what you wanted to do, not what you needed to do. But in due time. Like I said, I do believe that Warner Brothers Google Discovery could be an actual thing. I think the power of Warner Brothers, of them with their media entertainment powerhouse, along with the unscripted, platform of Discovery, being able to find, reality TV franchises and being able to, talk about things that, all the other major cable networks can't do, along with the technology and infrastructure of Google. And not to mention, imagine YouTube inside Warner Bros. Discovery. Like, I mean, come on. Like, that's a huge company. So like I said, right here, bring up the thumbnail here. Right here. Imagine this being real. Warner Brothers Google Discovery. Like I said, I put all those reasons on the thumbnail. So just in case anybody misses the live, they could be like, oh, you know what? Okay, I did not know all that stuff about, YouTube. I didn't know all that stuff was going down with YouTube, because everything I said on this thumbnail is true. Well, except for, 100 Years. It's an initiative. It's not their movie TV division, but it might as well be, because they're trying to go after mainstream studios for TV and film, right? So, but yeah, Warner Brothers Google Discovery, I think, really could be a thing. Like I said, I'll be interested to see if Google steps into the ring. Now, of course, the Paramount bid for Warner Bros. Discovery has not been completed. It's in talks right now. You know what I mean? So nothing has been confirmed yet. But if anything is confirmed, I'm definitely going to let you guys know about it. It will be a huge merger acquisition. I'm surprised that Paramount is trying to buy another company already after Skydance just bought Paramount for $8 billion. Like, okay, kind of slow down the spending spree, because you don't want to create more debt than you already have, because then combined it, Paramount Global's debt, which is like $14.9 billion worth of debt, and then Warner Bros. Discovery has $40 billion worth of debt, so that came out to like $54 billion in debt. Just keeping it a buck, so I don't know. I don't know, but I really do like the logo though. Warner Brothers Google Discovery. I think that does vibe out very well, and I think it could be good for content creators too. That for YouTube, this will be a way for them to be able to have content creators, be able to create content within Warner Bros. Discovery. And then of course, YouTube Studios could be, a brand new studio within Warner Bros. Discovery. So, if Warner Brothers Google Discovery likes your show, it's like, hey, we really want Braylon's virtual tour, on GE in the Google Entertainment Network, which TBS would probably evolve to the Google Entertainment Network. Then it's like, okay, cool. How much are we talking? You know what I mean? But like I said, all of it's speculation. Anything is possible at this point. It is 2025. Okay. You may not believe that this can happen, but let me tell you, stranger things have happened with mergers and acquisitions. So we shall see. But yeah, I guess we'll rock it out here until 1 hour and 35 minutes. Like I said, I already did the Daily Motivator on the King's Court review. By the way, shout out to I got a comment, by the way. I got a comment here from Dr. Lovey. Dr. Lovey gave me a comment of, yes, great review. Keep it real, please. So shout out to Dr. Lovey. And then also to Aaron Ferguson, 3169. Please, Wario, Luigi, and Daisy to appear as major characters in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I really want them to. Sorry if anyone is not on my side with my huge wish. So shout out to y'all. We talked about the Super Mario Galaxy movie this morning, and of course we just had the King's Court review. So yes, indeed. So a lot going on here. There's always something afoot over here. So yes, indeed. So yeah, if you missed the King's Court season 1, episode 10 after show, you really should watch it. Dr. Ariel came by our channel here. That was so cool. And then this morning we talked about the Super Mario Galaxy movie, TikTok, Stephen Colbert, Princess Tiana, Shirley Ralph, 47, Smokey Robinson. Then before that, Horror Hustle Houston season 1, episode 6, back at the South after show. Then we talked about Ready to Love Philadelphia season 10, episode 12 after show. Then of course we broke some news on Islands of Adventure. I was the first one to break the fact that it's confirmed construction happening with the island, with the Lost Continent. Then of course Jason Lee, Peanuts, Miss Black USA, Kamala Harris, Kelly Farrell, Kanye West, Memphis and Brat and Judy, and then of course the State of Black Media Emergency Town Hall, where we talked about OWN and BET, that if Paramount did buy Warner Bros. Discovery, you can't have 2 black networks, can you? And then of course the Braxton season 2 breakdown, Town Hall, Derek Dixon, Lindsay Davis, and then we talked about Looking for Good, politics, Karen Huger, alopecia, Tyrese, dating, K. Michelle, and Hope Bridge as well. And then we talked about Vegas, then Stood Up for a Child on YouTube, King's Court episode 9, then Inside Paramount, Can Legacy Media Have a New Legacy? So you got a lot of content to catch up on over here. It's always something over here for damn sure. So with that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you are always one of blessed and trust. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Watch one thing to call yourself, there's nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I spend time with you. You spend time with me. Hopefully, by spending time together, we're some great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life. Or better yet, you are just given a new option, maybe a move that's been out here for a long time, but nobody has said the quiet part out loud yet, and maybe you just wanted to add your 2 cents to the conversation. Make sure the replay is not just for you watch it, not just for you let's do it, but for more experience. Again, I love you, I value, I embrace you all. Always remember, receive love, you gotta give, receive love, you gotta give, receive love, you gotta give, wherever obstacles you overcome, wherever success you have achieved upon this particular day. I'm extremely proud of you, but if no one else is proud of you, be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, listen, I want you to recognize something, that the only way winners will ever be winners is if they keep going. Okay? Sincerely, I am at peace. I'm at peace at this point with how I am moving in my life. Well, I'm at peace with where I'm at now. I'm not at peace with what else I could become. I want more. But there's levels to this. And the really amazing thing about our channel is the diversification and accessibility that we have, right? We can go from talking about a whole animated movie to Smokey Robinson and an SA lawsuit to interviewing somebody from a whole show on a cable network to talking about the future of media on one channel. Because when you recognize that your life can be more, you will move based on that behavior, right? So just want to say that. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's come, for the blessings on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel the love and I send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. I love you all. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not. Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it. Our video game.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.